What's good, Nosebleed Nation? It's your boy, Coach Mike D. We got another game we're going to look at in this good NFL season of Week 4. We got another marquee matchup, and this one is going to be dubbed as the Clash of the Titans. We got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. You can't get no better than that. We got Andy Reid, three-time Super Bowl champion, versus John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens, one-time Super Bowl champion, with with MVP quarterbacks. We got Patrick Mahomes, the two-time league MVP, and Lamar Jackson, who was also a two-time league MVP. It don't get no better than this. Football season is in full effect, Nosebleed Nation, and we're gonna break this game down, and we're gonna see who is gonna come out on top, who I predict may come out on top, and the keys to victory of each team to see what they probably can do to win this football game. Hey, but let's look at the two teams a little bit. We ain't gonna take too much time. Y'all already know. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that share button because no Nosebleed Nation, we do this for y'all. And also, I want to put a quick poll out here. Do you think that Lamar Jackson in his career will be the Donovan McNabb of the AFC? You tell me in the comments below. All right, let's break this down. Let's see what we can do. And here we go. So we got the two teams here that we're going to be looking at. Both the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens are 1-2, surprising records. But I'm going to give them a little bit of a grace because these teams have a very heavy, difficult schedule, especially early in the season. The Chiefs had a couple of devastating losses early in the year. They played a high-powered, high defensive ranked Chargers team when they were down in Brazil. They lost that game. Justin Herbert threw 300 yards, had a hell of a game. No interceptions, no turnovers, and they decimated the Chiefs. The Chiefs had no answer. They also lost second game to the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning Super Bowl champions. Again, another heavy opponent. Of course, they did get a win last week against the New York Giants. A little bit of a consolation prize win. I think most people thought that, hey, they were gonna. There's no way they can lose that game. They made Russell Wilson look pedestrian, but they were able to get that win on the board to kind of calm it down, calm the heat down because teams were talking about them as like, hey, this dynasty might be over. But I think the champions have something to say about that. The Baltimore Ravens, they had a very good game early in the year when they lost against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football in a barn burner. They put up 80 points, both teams. It was so good, such a good game. The Buffalo Bills were down 15 points in the fourth quarter, and Josh Allen came all the way back through 216 yards in the fourth quarter and beat them on a field goal by the Grizzly veteran to beat the Ravens and give them the loss. The Ravens turned right around again the week after and played the Cleveland Browns. Got a nice little win they needed there to put them at 1-1. And then, of course, they had to play the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. And, of course, we all know what happened. The Lions decimated them, ran the ball over them and threw it all over them and gave them another loss and put them down to 1-2. Of course, both of these teams have a lot of things going on. When you look at each team, you will see the glaring differences on what's wrong with each team. When you look at the Chiefs, their defense, no problem. That's a Steve Pack Spagnuolo defense. They still look good as far as what they're doing, but their offense is the issue. When you go over to the Ravens offense, we know, is high powered. They got Lamar Jackson. They got Derrick Henry. They got Andrews. They got Zay Flowers. It's a beautiful offense to watch. Oh, and when it comes to the defense side of the ball, Lord have mercy. It is a train wreck. That's their problem is on the defense side of the ball. So when we unpack both teams, let's go look at the Chiefs first on offense and defense and see what some issues that they're having and maybe kind of pinpoint why they're having problems that they're having. Now, when it comes to the Chiefs, their offense looks pedestrian. In the last 2 years, their offense has thrown the ball 30% of the time and run the ball 60% of the time. That is uncharacteristic for a Chiefs offense. They usually have very good balance where they're almost 50-50 run versus the pass. What can we attribute to that? Well, the offense has some attrition on injuries and also disciplinary actions. We all know Rasheed Rice got suspended for the first 6 games of the season. He won't be back until week 7 when he ends his suspension. Also, stuff that happened to him off the field in a vehicular accident. Xavier Worthy, the dynamite all-do-it receiver, got hurt in the first game of the season when him and Travis Kelsey pretty much friendly fire. They both Travis did admit he ran the wrong route and they ran into each other and it dislocated Travis Zay Worthy's shoulder, which ended the season temporarily for a couple of games. So that's the reason why we can kind of contribute to their offense being ranked 17th in the league, where last year was 18th. So even though yes they don't have players, our offense is still almost doing the same stuff. So that's a good sign. So we're saying, hey, if they get these guys back, man, it may open it back up to where they can do the things that they want to do. When it comes to their offense, their leading rusher is Patrick Mahomes. Why we ever seen a Chiefs team do that? Yes, we understand Patrick is a gifted thrower of the football and he is mobile. But your quarterback should not be the leading rusher on your team, not a Chiefs team that has Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. Patrick Mahomes is leading the team with 125 yards rushing. Pacheco has 92 yards rushing, and Kareem Hunt has 91. That has to change. Patrick Mahomes cannot be a leading rusher. They got to find a way to get balance in the offense. Now, we can probably attribute the reason that they can't run the ball like they want to because they are getting small yards is they've had some attrition on the offensive line. They do have a rookie that they signed, that they drafted on the right tackle, which is, rookies may get to the NFL, not all more are going to be good. So they have an attrition over there. They did trade Joe Tooney, their all pro guard, to the Chicago Bears. We all know you lose all pro guards and tackles and centers, that can put a hole in your offense and they can't run the ball the same. And it shows. They're running the ball at 39% of the time and throwing it 61% of the time this year. So hopefully they can get that fixed and try to force their will to do that. When it comes to the defensive side of the ball, we all know Steve Spagnuolo. This is a four-time Super Bowl champion defensive coordinating coach. They have Chris Jones. Enough said. They have a very good defense. Their defense is ranked number ninth in the NFL in total. The only issue is their pass rush is 19th. That has to change. You have to find a way to get to Lamar Jackson. You got to find a way to muster rush, keep him in check, or Lamar Jackson's going to cut you up because he's a very good thrower of the ball now in his career. We all know they can run, but they have to fix that and get that together. The rush defense is 18th. Whew. So with Derrick Henry coming to town, you already know what the Baltimore Ravens going to try to do. So I'm pretty sure Steve Spagnuolo is going to dial up some things to try to keep stuff in line and not let this game get out of hand by trying to ball up Derrick Henry and ball up Lamar Jackson. A couple of injury things on that I think is pretty big. There is a possibility that Xavier Worthy will play in this game. He was listed as questionable for this game. He did participate in practice on a limited basis. That is a huge spot for them if they can get him. We don't know what kind of capacity he's going to play in, but having him on the field, they have to respect it because yes, his shoulder may be hurt, but ain't nothing wrong with his legs. He can still run, so you still got to respect that speed. Now we're gonna go over and talk about the Baltimore Ravens. Now the Baltimore Ravens basically have a huge issue themselves, mainly on the defense side of the ball. Let's talk about the little attrition stuff that they're going through. So the Baltimore Ravens have a record against the Chiefs of 9-5. The Chiefs own their record against them historically 9-5. The last time these teams met in a game in the playoffs, the Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens in 2023, 17-10 in the AFC Championship game. And of course, Lamar Jackson has a losing record against them in the playoffs of 3-5. For a quarterback of his caliber, that's not good. He also has two losses against Buffalo in the playoffs. Buffalo also holds his number. It's not a Buffalo matchup. But I just want to give you context of what it looks like or why he's struggling. And it looks like that in big games, Lamar Jackson's not the big game guy. He's a big game athlete in the regular season. When it comes to the playoffs, and falls off a cliff. The Baltimore Ravens glaring thing that you see with them this year is turnovers. In the first three games, they have a case of the fumbleitis. They cannot stop fumbling. Derrick Henry has three fumbles right now so far this season, which is very uncharacteristic for him in his career, who is a guy of a Hall of Fame caliber player, does not fumble the ball that much. I think he has something like I think two fumbles and like 1,000 carries, some crazy number. It's just uncharacteristic for him. Lamar Jackson fumbling the ball. Again, historically, he's been known to do that because he'll hold the ball too long, guys rush him and knock the ball out of his hand, or just try to do too much instead of just getting rid of the ball. But they got to find a way to deal with that. You cannot turn the ball over against this team, especially with the way your defense is looking. We're about to get into that. Derrick Henry has made two costly fumbles that we can say probably cost them football games. Definitely the fumble that he had against Buffalo in Week 1 cost him the football game. That changed the whole dynamic of the game, and momentum swung real fast. He also fumbled the ball against the Lions on Monday Night Football. That costly fumble, also Lions got the ball and went down the field and scored a touchdown. Again, you got to control that. I have faith in Derrick Henry and that John Harbaugh will fix that. We're not going to have any fumbles. I think Derrick Henry will find a way to take care of that. When it comes to Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens are one of the worst teams at protecting the quarterback. Now, we can say maybe it's the offensive line or maybe it's Lamar Jackson. I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Lamar Jackson right now is number 2 in the National Football League in getting sacked with 12. He had 7 sacks in the Lions game on Monday Night Football. Woo! That ties a career high for him, guys. Lamar Jackson holds the ball too long. He is still doing that this late in his career. As a quarterback of his caliber, being as veteran as played as much football as he played, a lot of the sacks that he gets are attrition to him holding the ball. Of course, if a defense has a well versed defense, well, he did go up against Aiden Hutchinson, who was a premier pass rusher, so we'll give him a little grace. But to get 7 sacks in the game, Lamar, you got to bottle that up. And I'm pretty sure GM made that an emphasis going to this game, especially with Chris Jones now on the field. When it comes to the offense of the Baltimore Ravens, nothing we have to say. They are a well-oiled machine. Derrick Henry is the fifth leading rusher in the National Football League, and their offense as a total is 15th in the National Football League. And they'll fix all the things they have to do with that. I think they should get Mark Andrews more involved. They did last week. Finally, looks like they were trying to emphasize him because in the first 2 games, he was almost not even non-existent. All the balls are going to Zay Flowers and so forth. And I think they're going to make sure he gets the ball, especially in those weighty down moments. But their offense, they have no issue. But Lord have mercy. We talked about the Cowboys and their defense. The Baltimore Ravens defense is worse. The Baltimore Ravens defense is ranked 31st in total defense in the National Football League. 31st. That's that's horrible. You only got one team that's worse than you, but you're 31st. I ain't done yet. Their run defense is 31st in the National Football League. 31st. So not only is their total defense 31st, their run defense is 31st. They give up an average of 32 points a game right now. That's atrocious. Now we can attribute that to they play some high-powered offense. They played the Buffalo Bills. They played the Lions. So we'll see when they start playing other teams. Maybe that will come down. But it's still 32 points is 32 points. Their pass defense is 31st in the National Football League. Are you seeing the theme here? 31st, 31, 31, 31. You might want to play the numbers in the lottery or something, or whatever it may be, because it's like 31 is the magic number with them. Their red zone defense is 31st. Unbelievable. They are dead last in almost every category. That will get you beat in games. And have we been not seeing that? Their third down defense is 28th. Almost that far. That's the only thing that isn't. But that tells me also, just like the Cowboys we talked about in our last a lot of we did, they cannot get off the field. And that is a problem. Okay. So they got to fix that area in the defense. They got to find a way to get stops. I don't know how they do it. On a historically defensive team like my Pittsburgh Steelers, being in the AFC North, the black and blue division, this is uncharacteristic for them. They got to find a way to fix that. And I'm pretty sure those veteran guys and Hall of Famers that have played on that Raven team have been making phone calls like, hey, Jim, we got to fix this. What the hell is going on? Okay. So I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to do it, but they got to do it against this Chiefs team because even though they're undermanned with the statistics they have on defense, Patrick Mahomes will have a field day with that defense. Okay. Some key injury updates for them. Well, Kyle Van Noy potentially could be back. He was hurt the first 3 games. Kyle Van Noy, of course, the ex-New England Patriot, is one of their elite pass rushers, veteran presence. Very, very good football player. He was a limited participant in practice. So there's a possibility that he may play in this game. They can use him to at least help these guys line up right and give him a little spark on defense. Key to watch in this game for that team on Baltimore's defense. They have a slew of injuries on their defensive front. And we know in the NFL, it's all about having depth. Well, right now on the defensive line, their depth has taken a hit. Their all-pro defensive tackle Namde Matabuke is right now out indefinitely with a neck injury. He is one of their big guys in the middle. He is a plug, and he is out. He cannot play, and that's probably contributing to their run defense while teams are gashing them. Okay. Also, they have two defensive tackles also that's part of the rotation who are also out with injuries. One a knee injury, one an ankle injury. One of them is Broderick Washington, defensive tackle, and also Travis Jones, defensive tackle, who has a knee injury. So I don't know. These things can get hard. I'm pretty sure on the Kansas City Chiefs scouting report, they are looking at chops and they say, hey, this is time to run the football. Okay. Now I'm going to get into it now about the final keys, what I think of each team to try to help them, what they do, try to help them win this football game. We're going to start with the Chiefs. The Chiefs need to attack the Ravens on the running game. We need to bust them in the mouth. And as I said, they have key injuries on the defensive line. They need to run the football. They need to impose their will that won those three Super Bowls for them because the Chiefs were always a hell of a running team and it will bust you in the mouth and you couldn't do anything about it. Well, we have a team, the Baltimore Ravens, who have attrition in their defensive front. Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt should both get 20 carries in this game because if I am the Chiefs, look at what happened last week to the Ravens. David Montgomery was 150 yards on them and two touchdowns. And the total Lions had 224 yards rushing on them. They gashed them. And one of those runs David Montgomery had was 74 yards down the field. If I'm the Chiefs, we need to give them a nice little dose of Pacheco and Hunt. Take some pressure off of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes should not be the leading rusher in this game. If he is, that means the Chiefs going to lose this game. You heard it from me first. Also, they got to win the turnover battle. Right now, the Ravens are reeling. They'll turn the ball over at a clip. Derrick Henry is one of them. We need to keep it on his head, attack him, attack the ball, make him think about it. Lamar Jackson's really loose with the ball. Win the turnover battle. Find a way to get some turnovers to get easy touchdowns and get short fields. I think they're going to make that an emphasis this week. And in this game, also another key for the Chiefs is really important. Make a statement. You are the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Let's make a statement in this game and say, hey, we're going to put you down and you're not going to be anything except get a hot L for lunch. Make a statement. And that's my thing about the Chiefs. That's my keys to win this game. We're going to go over to the Ravens. It's simple. Protect the football. Do not turn the football over. You have lost key marquee matchup against high-powered playoff teams because you turned the ball over. Let's protect the football, and I'm pretty sure John Harbaugh made that an emphasis. Lamar Jackson, throw the ball away. It's okay, Lamar. If the defense wins the day, just get rid of the ball. Stop taking unnecessary sacks. You put your team in a hole when you have first and long, second and long, third and 20, third and 30, getting sacked unnecessarily. It's okay to throw the ball away and live to play another down. Okay? That's the key that they have to do. And that's going to be Lamar Jackson. Hey, you're a two-time MVP, veteran quarterback. It's time to shine, son. Do what you got to do. Defense has to get stops. They are 31st on the third down. You got to get stops. This is the Chiefs coming in town. Patrick Mahomes is a wizard getting third downs, especially with Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey is an aging veteran, but I'm pretty sure seeing that third down number, he's gonna get a lot of love. They're gonna try to find the ball because he finds the sticks, he finds first downs. And then another key, feed the beast. Derrick Henry needs to get a lot of love, running the ball and bust these cats in the mouth. We gotta trust him. We understand he's going through things with the fumbling, but we gotta trust him, make him feel good and say, hey, we're gonna get you 25 to 30 carries in this game, and we're gonna pose our will on this team. And those are my keys to victory. But hey, somebody got to win the game. You got your pen and pencils ready? DraftKings, you want to throw a bet on it? Whatever you want to do? My prediction: I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning this game 28-21 in a nice little barn burner in a late touchdown in the fourth quarter. Chiefs take it home. And there you have it. Nosebleed Nation, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, put it down low. You know what it is, and you know our motto around here. If ain't nobody told you that they love you, we gonna tell you that we love you, and you know how we feel. So you know what we do? We do it for the people in the cheap seats. You know, y'all the ones that buy the tickets and do everything you need to do. So I'll see y'all on Sunday or next week, and you know the thing. Y'all have a good day already. Peace.